Hello?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, Coach Simmons?
Yeah.
What's
Yeah,
up,
how you
baby?
doing?
What's going on, man? Hey, I'm glad you ready to go?
Yeah, let me patch him in. He's on his way to the house now. He's coming from piano practice. Hold on one second. Let me
Okay.
patch him in. Hey, Christopher, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Hey, what's
All
up?
right, Coach, we ready.
Well, hey, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. This is Coach Stokes from the ring to the concrete. This is our second interview for this week, which is going to be future champions, father and son duo, dynamic duos, and I'm just doing this in honor to all the fathers that are out there that are doing a great job with their sons, bringing their sons up in the game when it comes to boxing or, in any sport or anything that they recognize them. So today we have Big Chris Simmons and Little Chris Simmons. How you doing today, fellas?
Good.
How you?
Doing great.
That's good. That's
Great.
good.
Doing good.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is a dynamic duo combo that we got out of North Carolina. This is very near and close to my heart because my roots are from North Carolina. My great grandparents are from there. My grandmother and my mom. So even though I was born in New York, but this is my ties. So where they say somewhere down the line, you might be kin and you might be related. So I might be related to these individuals here. So I saw this young man on social media. And I definitely, have an eye when it comes to, looking at people because I do train my son myself, who is 5 years old. But just looking at just how he's raised, things that he put on social media, he's very focused. You can tell that he comes from a very, very good background when it comes to his family. And me and his dad just started talking, and this world is so small because we know a lot of people in the sport, especially when it comes to the boxing world, is very, very small. So just let you guys know a little something about Chris Simmons. He's the 2012 North Carolina Junior Olympic champion. 2012 North Carolina Silver Gloves champion. 2013 Junior Olympic Silver Gloves champion as well. Georgia State Games champion for 2013. Florida PAL champion for 2013. The Paul Murphy National Champion 2013. 2014, he's the North Carolina Junior Olympic champion, Silver Gloves champion. 2015, Junior Olympic Silver Gloves champion, Junior Olympic champion. 2015, Regional 3 champion. 2015 North Carolina JO of the Year. 2015 Paul Murphy champion. 2015 Todd Hickman Jeweler Akron champion. 2015 Ringside World Championship Silver medalist. 2016 North Carolina Junior Olympic champion. 2016 Silver Gloves champion. 2016 Burt Sugar National Qualifier Branson. 2016 Georgia Golden Gloves champion. 2016 Coupe del Imperium International champion. That's the international championship. And 2016 Sugar Burt National Qualifier. In 2016 Battle of the State National Champion. So as you guys can hear, this young man definitely has a proven resume. And when I say he's no joke, he's legit. He's official. He is official. And it's me as Coach Stokes. That's all that I even deal with. So when it comes down to it, hey, I really appreciate you guys just taking out the time so that my listeners can get a feel on who the Simmons are. And I just want to bring just more recognition to you guys' brand. So, hey, Dad, just briefly tell us, where did it all begin?
Well, believe it or not, it all began with him getting bullied at school. I used to be a boxer myself, and when he was getting bullied at school, we looked at different programs for him to go into. We tried karate, but that really didn't do what we needed to do, and so we looked into boxing. We ran into a lot of problems trying to find some place where he could go for group activities, because I was already training him individually. And so we ended up going to no LA Fitness, LA Boxing, and we started out there in one of the children's classes, and we caught the eye of one of the coaches, Coach D, who's a great coach, and really worked with him a lot. And so that's kind of how we got started, and we've been going full steam ever since.
Got you. So, if I understand you correctly, it began with him being bullied, and you wanted him just not to get into boxing, but you wanted him to learn to protect himself.
Yes, sir. That's how it started out.
Okay. Little Chris, how's it been since then, man? Do you still get bullied?
Nope. Never bullied.
That's good. I'm a product of being a bully myself. Well, being bullied when I was younger, and we have the similar story. My grandmother got me into it. My thing was, I was fast at running, so they could never catch me. But it got to the point, one of those days, if they ever did, so I learned how to defend myself. So. Anti-bullying is definitely something I'm in favor of. Dad, what I want to know is, because I have a lot of fathers that follow me, and you probably get a lot of questions as well. But how do you keep him focused when it comes to training?
Well, he's always been really strong as far as athletically, being a strong athlete. Mm-hmm. And we always try to do different things. One of the things in the gym that I look at his strengths and what he likes to do. I like to throw in a little running activities, some group running activities, because that's one of the things that he really shines at, and he loves to run. And, I just try and keep it interesting. We always do different stuff. One of the complaints that I've heard out of a lot of the kids is, everything's the same every day. It's always repetition. Well, we know in the boxing world that repetition is the key.
That's right.
Because that's how you really learn and excel in the concepts. But so we just mix it up. We work on the same skills, but we just do it a different way every day.
Got you. Okay, so you mix it up, which is definitely a good thing, because with these young minds, they definitely will get bored. What I want to know is, how do you stay focused as his coach and father?
Well, that's very difficult. My wife and I, we own our own business, and we say, there you go, he's got his own business. But we work 16-hour days. At least 5 days a week. Mm-hmm. So it's very difficult to stay focused, and a lot of times I'm coming home after working 16 hours, and we got to go to practice, and we get 2 practices in a day. So, sometimes I'm just losing sleep, but it's for him and for his development. And, I'm all for that. So we just really strive to do the best job that we can do with him, to mold him into the young man that God, has for him to become.
Definitely. I got a question. It's kind of a trick question. Has there ever been a time, Coach, that you felt like that you should not coach him?
He's laughing. He's laughing. Well, I would say that that he had success with other coaches. However, since I started training him, myself, he's had his everything's went through the roof. The confidence level, the swag in the ring, his abilities. Just every facet of his whole boxing game has improved dramatically. And I'm not sure exactly why that is. Because I know that I'm not as skilled at coaching as some of these other coaches, but I'm able to get it out of them. They weren't able to get it out of them, and I'm able to get it out of them. And he always wants to please me, so he tries to do everything, well. He's smiling again. You know, he always wants to, you know, make me happy. So he just goes hard, you know. And I don't think that there's ever been a time really where I felt like I shouldn't coach him, but I wanted him to work with other coaches though. And sometimes like even now I have this coach that I work with, you know, working with him on his jab. You know, that's that coach's forte. You know, sometimes where you want to really increase the area, you know, you need to go to a specialist. Right. And so, you know, I'm not the person. And some people, you know, they say, oh, you know, well, I know everything. I don't need no other coach or nothing like that. Well, you know, sometimes when you need a specialist to perfect a certain area, you know, like we go once or twice a week in the morning, and I'm telling you, that's a stretch for me. It's very hard for me to make that training session. But I've seen his jab just increase tremendously. I mean, he already had a good jab, but I seen him. He was sparring with this kid that was 120 pounds, and you know he's only 80 pounds, and you know the boy kept trying to come forward, and all he did was stick him with the jab, and then you know he stuck him with the jab so much the boy kept his hands up, and I told him to drop the two to the body. And he actually dropped the boy. He stopped him. The boy couldn't continue even after 4 or 5 minutes of rest. It's a devastating body shot. So, you know, just, you know, working with other coaches too in specialty areas, you know, I just think that so many people have so many different ideas to limit yourself to one trainer or one coach, you know, and to think that you have all the answers, you know, it's just not a good idea.
Got you. Understood. Definitely understood, Coach. Is there anything different that you do outside of boxing when you're not in the ring, when you guys not training, to help nurture your father and son relationship?
Yeah, well, you know, we do a lot of stuff. I mean, we ride four-wheelers, you know, yeah. We go to the beach. We like to swim, you know. I mean, we do a lot of activities. We're always on the go, you know. And a lot of times in the car, you know, those are good teaching moments. We ride a lot, so you know we put a couple hundred miles a week on that car. So we do a lot of driving. That's a lot of bonding time going on in the car, you know. And we just have a good time, man. I mean, you know, I make sure to do things that he likes to do too. I don't just do the things that I want to do. Got you.
So,
you know, sometimes I really sacrifice the things that I want to do, you know, so he can get to do the things that he want to do because, I mean, he just works so hard and, you know, I try to reward him for it.
Got you. I noticed, you know, I went on his Instagram and you have videos up there, so I definitely had to check them out. My son was watching too. And I take little things that I like that I see from other young men, and you know, and I try that on to my sons. But I noticed that he's very good when it comes to counterpunching. You know, he's boxing, and you know, as soon as somebody slips up, he's on him with 4 or 5 punch combination. Man, he's on him. And definitely with the defense is definitely a key. I noticed there are a lot of young fighters that come out today that don't know how to counterpunch. They don't have good defense. Maybe they aren't trained that way. I see a lot of fighters are trained to be offensive but not defensive minded. And you and I both know coming up, all the greats had great defenses if you want to be great. You know, what do you do in order to train them in this realm? You know, are there certain key things that you do? You know, maybe some tips that you can give to those fathers out there?
Yeah, definitely. One of the things that I do, we do movement drills where I'm throwing punches. We start off slow to, you know, get all the motor senses moving, and I start off slow with the punches. Like I might throw a jab, and so he's gonna pivot off that jab. And I might throw a right hand. He's gonna pivot off that right hand. He might pivot off of it, or he might go under that right hand. Gotcha. And then pivot to the side. You know, we do a lot of movement drills like that. Then I'll throw a hook. He'll roll up under the hook. I'll throw it on the other side. He'll roll back the other way. And so we'll do movements first. And when we get the movements real fluid and make sure that, you know, he's not letting any energy slip out the side, you know, by having his feet too wide, Then we'll start adding in some punches. Some mid drills off of the punches after rolls. And we do a drill called the left shoulder drill, where it's very repetitious and it goes through all of the punches, every single punch that's thrown, and he has to block that and then counter it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and so everything's a block, a counter, and 3 punches. And that drill is just really nice. If you look, one of the coaches I told you about, Coach D, on the profile, it's got a picture of him doing that left shoulder drill, and it's just blazing fast.
Okay.
And we just do that over and over and over and over again. And but when we're warming up for fights, we do the same thing over and over again. That repetition, seeing those punches coming and having options, and punches off of those options. I think that's one of the things like Floyd Mayweather that makes him so special, because Floyd's got the game figured out. He's 7 steps ahead of you. He already knows what he's going to do after he rolls up under your 2 or slips your 2, throws his right hand, throws his hook, pivots, come back with his 2, pull back, come back with another 2. Then he's at that point right now after that combination, before you even throw your 2. He's already got it. He already knows exactly what he's going to do whenever you do what you're going to do. And so, in that way, you're controlling the other fighter, how you move and how you do everything. The sad part though is that a lot of places they really don't want to see counterpunches. A lot of, especially down south, they don't want counterpunches. They want you to brawl. They want you to just come forward and throw a lot of punches. So we had to develop that too. If you look at some of the clips, he just goes all out. One of the things that you said about off the counterpunch and throwing a lot of punches after that counterpunch, a lot of people pop shot that one shot after the counterpunch, and then they roll out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you still you're minimizing your chance to be aggressive and to dominate the fight. By rolling back out when you still can get more punches off.
Okay.
And so we try to get more punches, and we're not loading up on punches or anything like that. We just touch them, pop, 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 and then getting out, and then set right back up and do it again. So that's kind of what we do and how we do it, and that's the philosophy. We don't want to just go out there and just beat people up, and because it's a science to it. You want it to look sweet, you want it to be pretty, but you got to know. I say this too, and I don't know if you're gonna get to this, but you got to know where you boxing at, because everybody got their own styles, and you got to know that style, what those judges are looking for, what they like to see, what they're accustomed to seeing. And so one of the things that we do in our training, everywhere we go, we develop a style. Whenever we go anywhere. So we got Florida, we got Georgia, we got Texas, we got Michigan, we got DC, we got Detroit. You know what I'm saying? We got Missouri, we got and California. He's calling them out right now. So we actually call the different styles by the state that we get them from. Gotcha. And man, it just works so good, because when you look at all the states, everybody got something that they're good at. And so we just pull those good features that we see everywhere we go. We see a good fighter, like out of Georgia, Malik Montgomery. That body puncher, man, we got that from him. Hakeem Lopez. We got Georgia from him, and all Georgia is, when I call Georgia, he bends his knees real low. He bends his knee low, and then he shoot up jabs, and then as soon as he land that up jab, he stand up and come up with that overhand and that hook off, and come back with a 2. And that's a devastating combination, because they don't even know what he's doing when he bend those knees and go low. Hakeem Lopez, I seen him do that. I mean, he got so low, and he's a heavyweight. He's tall, like about 6 foot tall, and I seen him come down to about a 5'6", 5'7". I mean, he's looking the boy right in the eyes, and then all of a sudden, he shoot that up jab, and then don't come with that overhand, man, it's just devastating. You never see it coming.
I like that. I like how you put the different perspectives on that when it comes to the different locations in the states. You're actually speaking in code, which I like. And it's definitely been proven successful when it comes amongst you two guys. This next question, I'm gonna ask little Chris. You ready, little Chris?
Yeah.
It's a 3-part question, and I want you to think about it. I want you to think about it, and it's 3 different things I'm gonna ask you. And it's who's your favorite boxer when it comes to offense, defense, and intelligence within the ring generalship. So the first part is who's your favorite boxer when it comes offensively, little Chris?
I like Roy Jones Jr.
Really, man, that's definitely a great one.
He goes all 3 of them, but his aggression and offense, that's what part of most of it. That's part how he always be getting all them KOs and stuff.
Okay, that's good. You definitely picked a class act right there. Let's ask about defense. Who's your favorite boxer when it comes defensively?
Sugar Ray Leonard. I like Sugar Ray Leonard.
That's great. That you definitely picking some key role models right there. So we got Roy Jones when it comes to offense, defense. We got the man Sugar Ray Leonard. And who is your favorite when it comes to ring generalship? Intelligence. Floyd Mayweather.
Intelligence, yeah, Floyd Mayweather all the way. No one, not a lot of people ever came close to him. I'm gonna say none, because he, like what my dad said earlier, he got counters for your counters. He's always 7 steps ahead on counter. He's just ahead, and he's very intelligent.
My man, I appreciate that. Okay, you heard it, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely, young man is being groomed in the right way, and he you can tell he watches boxing, and he comes from a boxing background. Hey, Big Chris, I want to ask you this, man. Advice, because I have a lot of fathers that come up and ask me, like, what is it that I do with my son, to hold his attention when we're training, what things, should I do? Every kid is different. Every person is different, but, I can give them, my explanation. But what I want to know, Chris, is what is your advice for these fathers who strive for their sons or maybe even daughters? So, we got little girls that's in the game that's coming hard, just as hard as the young boys. But who strive for their sons or daughters to become successful as your son has?
As far as motivating them, one of the things that I always try to do, every victory, we have a celebration. Every victory, regardless of what it is. He just won a triathlon last weekend. We went to the beach, went out to eat. He likes to eat oysters. If you look, a lot of times after he win a belt, he go eat oysters. That's one thing that he just loves to do. I love it too. So that's a time and a thing that we share together that's real special to us. He's sitting here smiling again.
Oysters, I love them. They're really good.
Yeah, we love those oysters. So I always try to make sure that we do things that he likes to do. Because I'm gonna be honest with you. When he first started boxing, he hated it. You could say he played soccer. He's a great soccer player. He played golf. He's a great golf player. And you say, hey, would you? One of my friends asked me, he said, hey, would you rather play soccer or box? He said soccer. Yeah, he went through all the sports. And he named every other sport except for boxing, and he really hated it. Mm-hmm. But we had to stay the course because he had to be able to defend himself and to gain that self-confidence that that we have to have as men. So as being a young man, it's very important for you to start to develop that and to be confident about yourself. So we had to continue on. Now, once he got that, he's like, yeah, this is what I like to do. You know, I love this. You know, I love what I'm doing now. And so now, you know, I mean, he don't even want to play soccer like that. You know, he don't want to play golf. He don't want to do all that other stuff. You know, and he does like running track. You know, so pretty much basketball and track. You know, and running activities. Those are things he like to do. Like I said, incorporating that running inside of the training. Like he likes to do relays. You know, any kind of drills. You know the drills like where you put the balls down on the cones and they got to run and grab the ball up and move it to the next cone. And then, you know, it's like a relay. And, man, that he lives for those things, you know, so.
I love them activities. They're very fun. Like, one of my old coaches named, Coach Humbert, he's in, I think he's in, I forgot. I think he's in New York too right now. But oh man, his activities were so fun. After we finished, we'd all do the relay, and it's just so fun.
And so, you know, like I said, we work with several different coaches, and I just picked the stuff up from those coaches, man. You know, I really did. I looked at the things that got him motivated, and you know, it's really important. You know, I think for fathers and sons too, not to be isolated. You know, you need to be out there with other people because, you know, kids like to be social. So the more social you make it, you know, and I'm not talking about being social around kids who don't want to do it. I'm talking about being social around kids that really want to do it.
Yes.
If you look at his friends that he has, all of his friends, you know, shoot, they really about it. You know, you look at Lil Future, you look at Maserati, you look at Cashflow Diaz, you know. You look at you look at Elijah and Nate Lugo, you know, out of Georgia. I mean, you know, these guys and their fathers are 100%, man. They going, you know, they going, and I think that's so powerful to have, you know, a whole family behind the child and the child really wanting to do it, and then the child being athletically gifted, you know, being God gifted. That is a phenomenal thing, and no doubt about it. You know, no doubt about all the names I just mentioned. Those guys are gonna be world champions, man.
Yeah.
And some of them dudes fighting each other is gonna be pay-per-view, big money. It's gonna be big money because those gonna be some big fights. These guys are training hard. They're developing the pedigree, you know, and It's good. Some of these places have pros that the guys can look up to. You know, have taken them to another thing that I think motivates them too is taking them to the fight. You know, letting them see the fight because he got a chance to go. You know, with Areola. He loves Chris Areola too, and he got a chance to go when Chris Areola fought Deontay Wilder to go to the fight, and that just motivated his training so much, man. I mean, so much just to go backstage and to you know, meet Areola and to be with his family, and you know, Areola treated him like he was his own son, you know, and I think that's awesome, you know, because you know, like you said, boxing is a small community, and it takes all of us, you know, to raise these champions up. You know, if we think we can be in a vacuum and do it. You know, that's not going to work, man. We go all over the country sparring in all these different gyms, all these different states, and, you know, we really perfect. That's how we perfect those styles of what those people do because we watch them. We spar against them. We see what's effective against the style that we fight.
Right.
And then when we fight people with our style, we know what's effective. We know what they haven't seen. And so, man, it's devastating. You know, when you start being able to master. I don't know. Do you remember that show? What's the name of that? What's the name of that show? Where the guy was dancing. He was trying to. It's Megan Good, and he was dancing. They called all the different styles out, and he did all of the styles, all of the dance styles.
Oh, was that the movie?
Stomp the Yard.
So yeah, Stomp the Yard.
Stomp the Yard.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember he did all those dances. He did everybody dancing, and he was, just out of state.
Right.
That's the concept right there. You devastate and wipe out everything when you're able to, go to all these different states and to learn their styles, and then, to incorporate it into what you do, man, that's devastating. And it takes really having good relationships with the other fathers and the other coaches, and really just understanding what your role is, and not trying to do too much. Because I think sometimes some people can try to do too much, and then they affect the relationships, and that can affect the boxer too. So you need to you need to know who good people are, and then you need to keep them close. And the people who aren't such good people, you still associate with them, but it's a light association.
Got you. Lil Chris, I got another question for you. What are your goals in the sport of boxing? Do you see yourself trying to compete in the Olympics? Maybe even one day going professional? What do you see yourself?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go for Olympics. Definitely, I'm gonna be a pro too. Well, two more things is gonna be a pro and go to the Olympics, and I'm gonna win a gold medal for all the people that got cheated. Like Roy Jones, Floyd Mayweather, all the others.
Good, young brother. You know what?
All the other boxers that got robbed.
Young brother, I think you can do anything you want to do, man. Just seeing you and just the type of person you are and the backing you have behind you. I know you set your mind to it. People will definitely be seeing Chris Simmons out there one day. Little Chris, I got another question for you. Okay. What is your advice for these young fighters training to be their best in the sport? So what would you tell like someone like my son, my 5-year-old son Diezyl, who loves to train, who's in the gym every day with me? What would you tell him?
I told him never give up. Never give up. Just really, main thing, never give up. And never, well, really, all I have is never give up, because that, yeah. So you say he's in the gym every day? Yeah, he keep it up. Don't give up. He'd be world champ too. Okay.
So never give up, definitely, for those young men that's listening, and young women, never give up. Okay. Chris, I hear you, the man.
They got a special desire for it too, because I mean, most of them they really can't do it. So you really gotta have a desire for it and not give up. Got you.
Yeah, I think you're talking about like when they first start out.
Yeah.
When you're learning and you're taking those bruises, because we always fought up. Like like I told you about those guys that he was 60 pounds fighting 90 pounders, and they were just trying to pound them, and just taking those bumps and learning, and helping it make you a better, stronger, not breaking you. And that's what he's talking about, not giving up, because we had to push him a lot for him not to give up.
Man, I want to give up a lot of times. I hated it. And those times I hated boxing. I'm like, this is an ugly sport. Why am I doing this? I don't want to do this, but I like it now.
Okay.
Yeah, just taking those bumps, man. And keeping it moving.
And having a strong.
That's how you win. You gotta take some pain. That's how you win. No gain, no gain.
Would you say having a strong support system like your dad definitely helped?
Yeah, it does. Really good, because if I didn't have that support, I wouldn't have been doing it.
Got you.
I wouldn't have been doing this.
Got you. Well, I want to ask you guys one more question before we stop and wrap this up. Big Chris and Little Chris, how do you want your father and son team to remember in the sport of boxing? You can go first, Big Chris.
Wow. Well, I never thought about that.
Good one, huh?
I guess in the amateurs, I would like for us to go down as not just him and I, but also the other boxers that join our team. I just want everyone to go down as champions you know, one of the sponsors we have, I Can Sports, and one of the T-shirts that they have is called Leader of Champions, and you know, that's how we want to go down as leaders of champions. You know, he's got his shirt on right here.
I got the same shirt on. So.
Yeah, so, you know, leaders, you know, leaders of champions. You know, to be the very best in what we do, and to do it at a high level, and to also be able to replicate it. You know, and that I think would set us apart. You know, and that would be a good legacy.
Good to go. Good to go. Hey, Lil Chris, I understand you got a package in the mail the other day. You got a ball on the band, and I understand that you are a perfectionist.
Yeah.
Understand you are a perfectionist, and you're a perfectionist, and you've been trying to master it. How has it been coming along for you?
Not too well, but I'm getting it. That thing's very hard. I mean, it is very hard. Oh man, as soon as I got it, I started doing it a day after. I was like, man, I don't like this thing, but it's coming along. It's getting better. It'll come out in video soon. I just need to get it a little more time. Just like maybe tomorrow.
I think one of the things about that about the ball on the band, it really challenges you. You know, because I tried it and man, I couldn't even do it at all. So he's doing it pretty well.
He hit it like 100 times.
Yeah, I think he can get it. Yeah, he's been trying to keep track of how many times he can hit it, you know, in a row, and he's got to 100.
Oh wow!
But you know, I think you know, as far as developing the hand-eye coordination, man, that is an excellent tool. And also, what I'm seeing is, you know, sometimes he looks like he's chasing his tail, going around and around.
The ball will be swinging around. The ball keeps swinging around, and gotta chase it.
And he's touching it. So, you know, going on them angles and touching them off the angle. I mean, you know, being able to turn and move your feet. I mean, it's just so dynamic. It's a great training tool. And you know, that's one thing that I think is gonna, you know, really revolutionize our training. And because he really likes it. He gets frustrated with it, but he likes it, and he's working hard to master it. And you know, it's an awesome thing, and we really do appreciate you for, you know, for providing us with that, and a great tool to help increase his hand-eye coordination. And I just thank you so much.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen,
I do like the ball too. Now I do like it.
But don't worry about it.
I do like that ball though. I do like it.
In about another week, I'm pretty sure the story will be different. You be owning it, and you'll be destroying it yourself, and you be come of new ways of utilizing it. Ladies and gentlemen, those of you who would like to support this young man in sponsorship, you can go to www.boxingbob.com or www.rbfpglobal.com, and if you wanted to purchase the ball on the band, which is Bob, acronym for Bob, you can go on there, and when you want to purchase, put in discount code Simmons. Put in discount code Simmons, SIMMONS, and that's going to help this young man in his future endeavors when it comes to boxing. So those of you who have heard his live broadcast, or if you just want to go ahead and help this young man out, future world champion, don't hesitate. Go ahead and buy your ball on the band, and put in discount code Simmons, and that's going to help this young man go ahead and help him to greatness even more, going to these world championships. One more thing, Big Chris, those people who are there following you or would like to follow you, how can they follow you on social media?
Well, his Instagram is Big Red NC. That's BIG_Red NC. And I have a Facebook. My Facebook is Chris Simmons. And so you can follow me on Facebook or follow him on Instagram. And we also have the Simmons Team NC on Instagram. And you know, I just thank you for having us, today, and we really appreciate you.
Not a problem,
We
Coach.
really appreciate you.
Coach, I really appreciate you and your son for everything that you're doing. But not only that though, everything that you're doing as a father. You know, a lot of times they don't pick out what we're doing, but you're a true man, and you're doing what you're taking care of your family. So I really appreciate that, and I feel good being a father, just knowing that I know you, and our relationship is going to get even stronger. Like I said, next year we definitely going to touch down in North Carolina, so we all going to meet up, and definitely want my son Diezyl to train with Lil Chris, so we get some work in. But ladies and gentlemen, you heard it live today. This is Coach Stokes from the Ring to the Concrete, tuning live with the special dynamic duel presentation. You have Lil Chris and Big Chris coming from North Carolina. Watch out for this young man. He's definitely on the rise, and a future Hall of Fame coach himself, his dad, Big Chris Simmons. So, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for tuning in, and I'll be talking to you later. All right, Coach.